The week started with a wild sequence that included Javon Bennett scoring 5 points in 3 seconds, and Dayton beat Davidson 69-63. 5 Flyers were in double figures, and Dayton extended their win streak on Davidson to 10 games. UD fell on Friday to VCU 73-68. Nate Santos put up 18 points and 7 rebounds, but the Flyers moved to 16-8 on the year and 6-5 in the Atlantic 10. On Monday, Amael Latong was named Atlantic 10 Rookie of the Week for the 3rd time. Congratulations, former Flyer Jalen Crutcher, who will be representing USA Basketball for the upcoming AmeriCup qualifying games in Puerto Rico and the Bahamas. Women's basketball struggled to score at Rhode Island on Saturday. They lost to the Rams 57-36. The Flyers are now 13-10, 7-5 in the conference. Dayton Track and Field was able to celebrate their seniors on Saturday. Brianna Burns, Casey Bogus, Anna Kessler, Justine Smith, and Jayla Pruitt were all recognized. UDTF hosted their first ever indoor meet at the Gem City Invitational on the campus of Wittenberg University. Jane Haywood won both the 60-meter and the 200-meter. Jaylee Clemens also had a big day, winning the triple jump and finishing 3rd in the long jump. Men's tennis had a clean sweep over the weekend. Friday, Dayton beat Cleveland State 4-3, grabbed another win Saturday 7-0 over Duquesne, and picked up a shutout Sunday against St. Francis 4-0. Women's tennis fell on Friday at Duquesne, but picked up wins against St. Francis and Ashland over the weekend. This week, we talk with 8-time A-10 Coach of the Year, Tim Horsmon, who's nearing 600 wins for his career, and earlier this year surpassed 400 wins at UD. The Flyers head coach looks back on a historic season.
Such an exciting match against Baylor when you look at that round of 32. The joy from your group after match point. What were your feelings like?
I don't know that I could put that into words at that point. Again, it's I've been doing this a long time, and I think relief maybe at first. That we've been there so many times, and that carrot was so close, and we just couldn't finish it. Absolute joy for our team that's worked so hard. To see their faces and the emotion that they had in that situation was really cool. Our coaches that have worked really hard, Timmy Belize probably being the one that's been here the longest to see all those different opportunities and how close we've been. So my family who, helps, my wife who helps and does this, the sacrifices that they make, to the families outside of that. I mean, just so many people. We talk a lot about legacy and how many of those teams wanted to get to that point, and really playing for them in the program as well. So to see how they reacted in that and playing for them as well. Just so many different pieces to put together later, and still really kind of processing that even today. We get back right away, and you got to get back into the portal and other things. So, as soon as we get back that next week, it's visits, and probably not having enough time to really sit down and really look at that and say, wow, that was a really cool year for us. But in moments, you get to look back and see how special that was.
It was incredible, and watching it on television, I thought what was really cool, and you mentioned all the people that are involved, right? Yeah. And you had a really nice fan base, and they keep cutting to shots, and you're seeing former players, and you're seeing folks, and almost like is a game here at like the Freriks, but you're all the way down in Texas. Yeah. What was your phone like after that game? You go to pick that up. Was there a number on the text messages?
I mean, it was overwhelming, the amount of messages, and I don't even think that night, I didn't even want to start trying to respond. I knew it was going to literally take hours, and it did. I think the next day we got on the bus to go back Austin, I think, to fly out, and I started at that point, and my whole trip through the ride there and airplane was just trying to thank everybody for reaching out and showing appreciation. And you're right, we had so many great parents there. We had 3 alumni that made that trip, and Jill Loers and Lauren Bruns and Bridget Doherty, and again, they were part of that, even the earlier groups when we got back to the later years, and to see their faces and their reactions, to be able to have them back in our locker room, just so many different levels of that and so many years of that, really cool.
This entire interview will be available Thursday at noon on Spotify, Apple Music, and our YouTube channel at Dayton Flyers. The week begins with women's basketball. They return home Wednesday for an early start. They welcome in the Davidson Wildcats 11 a.m. for school day. Men's basketball hits the road Wednesday night when they travel to the Bronx, New York to face Fordham at 7 p.m. On Friday, men's tennis is in action against Cedarville and Northern Kentucky. Friday and Saturday, UD Track and Field will compete at Kent State for the Doug Raymond Invitational. Saturday, women's basketball is in our nation's capital to take on George Washington at 2 o'clock. And the men step back on the floor at UD Arena to face Duquesne at 2:30. Women's tennis is in action Saturday against Ball State. They take on Eastern Kentucky on Sunday. For more information on UD Athletics, visit DaytonFlyers.com and follow us on social media at Dayton Flyers.